All right. So, hello everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Sphere Rocket Podcast Network, your go-to destination in exclusive conversations with the top-tier real estate professionals. I'm your host, Sweet, and today I hope you have a lot of energy and container to learn today because we have a very special guest with us. She is the go-to person when people are tired of cookie cutter homes and want to live their best Alaskan life. So please welcome in the podcast, Teal Sky Heller.
Spring has finally come to Alaska, and so we've got sunshine and energy is high. It's daylight almost till midnight. This is a great time of year.
Wow, daylight till midnight. I hope I could also experience that one day. And yeah, it's so nice, and I can really feel your energy right now. So let's get started. And first, I'm curious, Teal, with of course my introduction with you. You are the go-to person when people are tired of cookie cutter homes. So what does that mean? Can you share to us?
Yeah. So I'm a lifelong Alaskan. And in real estate, there's plenty of realtors who sell just normal homes in normal neighborhoods. But my specialty is the homes that are just a little bit unique. My parents built their own home, all of their friends built their own homes together. And so now we have a whole generation of homes in our area that are unique. They are usually home built. They may not fit into all the boxes that people want to, a lender might want to see. And so, how do you navigate that type of real estate transaction? That's my specialty.
Wow, so it's really like a customized homes for everyone.
Yeah. And, dealing with Alaska, we live in a mountain valley here in the Chugaki River area. And so, having a realtor that knows how to tackle the steep driveways. What does it look like when your well is on a side of a mountain? What are you going to expect in a glacier valley? So just the unique characteristics of getting outside of an established neighborhood and into the real Alaska, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah, that is so amazing. So, yeah, since you're really like the go-to person for that kind of homes that they want in Alaska, of course, and you're an expert in it. So, let's go back a little bit on what sparked interest in you, Teal, when what like in starting this business of like getting being unique and not going to the normal way of selling homes.
Yeah. I think a big part of it was just how I was raised. My grandparents had a 100-acre homestead on the side of Mount Magnificent in Eagle River Valley. There is nothing easy about accessing this homestead. In Alaska, in our area, these aren't farming homesteads. It was pretty much 100 acres perched on the side of a mountain with a 1.5 mile driveway up to it with 880-degree switchbacks. So really steep driveway, just every single day was an adventure. So those were my early years. When I got into real estate, I had been designing subdivision power, overhead and underground utilities, and just wanted to help people. And so that was a good segue for me because I already had this adventurous background in the area. And so that just fed right into real estate and helping people kind of think outside the box with what they're going to purchase.
Love that. Yeah, it's like passion meets profession. Yeah, right. And yeah, and that's so great. So, would you say that that is also your business superpower, being like adventurous in it, and being just taking extra mile in serving your clients?
Absolutely. And that's also, in my title, you can see that it's Blue Water Base Camp. I'm a co-owner of an adventure lodging and event venue in the mountains of the Chugaki River area as well. So that adventurous upbringing has fed into real estate and an adventure lodging boutique hotel. So it's just at my core. We got to have adventure as well, getting into nature.
Yeah, and that is so evident with you. And yeah, just so I think you're really built to be in Alaska and bring the life in it. And that's so amazing. So, being in the very challenging slopes or like of Alaska. So, can you share to us some of the challenges also that you have encountered in your business and what was the biggest lesson that you have learned from that?
Well, I think, the majority of our properties are not on city water. They're on well and septic. And so I think most of my transactions, when we look at the biggest challenge, it's navigating what's underground, walking through the permitting process, the testing, making sure that your buyer is protected, that they're getting, their water and sewer taken care of, and they're going to get something that works, and then for sellers, sometimes it's just managing, like things get old. Like you got to fix stuff. And sometimes
Yeah.
that's a $50,000 septic field.
Oh.
So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so those underground issues, they're probably the most expensive part of a transaction when it goes wrong. So we navigate it day by day.
Wow. And what was the biggest lesson that you have
Oh,
been learning since it's recurring?
so because we do face those issues on a lot of transactions, I think the lesson I take away is education, like managing expectations and letting people know up front, like, hey, we may be facing some big issues due to the age of whatever system we're talking about. And we're going to bring in the experts and we're going to walk you through it, but not leaving a big expense like that to the last minute where you're like, oh, by the way, we failed that test, like, so really educating my buyers and sellers early on to anticipate possibilities that may not go the way they want.
Love that. Yeah, I totally agree with that. It's really setting proper expectation to your buyers. I think that is one of the biggest like good traits when you are really selling homes because of course you cannot tell something and then something might happen. Of course you cannot overpromise, right? And that will like of course not good for the credibility and that's so great lesson that you have learned. It's really education. Knowledge is indeed a power. So now
Mhm.
that you have been, of course, have managing double business basically since you're
Yeah.
managing a hotel and then also being a realtor. So how did you like delegate tasks on a day-to-day basis in order for you to continue to continuously scaling your business?
So I rely pretty heavily on my team of VAs. My husband and I, we actually own three businesses. So my husband's a general contractor, so he has a construction company. Then we have the real estate business with some rentals. And then we have Blue Water Base Camp, which is a startup. So it's a whole lot of everything we're learning is new. So I have three VAs, and they each have a key role in keeping everything within those three companies on the rails. So our bookkeeper, oh my, we couldn't do it without her. She cleaned up our company's books and just keeps them right on track. And we use Slack mainly for communication. And so, we're getting daily reminders of what we need to be doing bookkeeping wise, what's happening. We're getting monthly reports so that we can stay on top of our business performance. Then we have an executive assistant who she's the one that keeps the real estate business flowing, really. Having a dedicated assistant enables me to leverage my time. Our area, my service area that I sell real estate in is huge. So I can easily drive 100 miles in a day. And when I'm driving, I can't do a lot of like the paperwork side of real estate. So my executive admin takes care of all of that for me. So that is how I'm able to sell as much real estate as I do. And then the third VA, she's our reservation specialist. So she's on the phones with Blue Water. She's the one that's interacting with the OTAs, the online tour agencies, like Airbnb and VRBO and booking.com. She's the one that's interacting with them and setting, making sure the guests get their check-in emails that they need and all that. So we leverage a lot off, we offload it onto the VAs so that we can do what we do best in our business.
Yeah, wow, that is so fantastic. And I think each of them, I think that is so smart move to like hire on each businesses. So you could easily, like you've said, leverage your business and be on top of it, even if you're juggling a lot of those three businesses. Of course, it's not easy to juggle businesses, just one business. What more if it is like three businesses, right?
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, so of course, how long have you been working with VAs, and how did you know about VAs or Sphere Rocket as well?
So I met Justin and Mike Nelson at a business mastermind. We spent the weekend together, and I was really amazed with Justin's different way of looking at business, and also just the fact that he's young. And so I ended up sending my kid to a Sphere Rocket event because I'm like, you need to learn from this guy. And so that was about 2 years ago. I think our executive admin just had our second anniversary with us.
Wow.
Maybe it was 3 years ago. Time seriously flies.
Yeah,
So
totally agree.
yeah, so our Clarice, our admin's been with us the longest, and I think it's just over 2 years.
And yeah, and that's a long time as well to really keep a VA. So, how would you compare your business before, when you were still not having a virtual assistant, compared to now, who now you have really an offshore team?
I like my day a lot better. So being careful in who I hire, I've hired for my weaknesses. So the things that I'm not good at, that I really hate doing, I've hired people that excel in those areas. So like bookkeeping, for example, like, could I keep my books? Yes. Did I love doing my books? No. So, I'm still checking the books, right? I'm still paying attention, but I don't have to do the day-to-day stuff that I'm just not, that doesn't excite me. I don't, all right, let's sit down and do the books. Whereas my bookkeeper now, we've sent her, she's a QuickBooks Pro expert. We've sent her through that whole training. She's now starting training on financial analysis and business projections, so that she can go beyond just basic bookkeeping and start helping us forecast our business performance. So that's the big change, is that I spend my day doing the things that I'm really good at and I enjoy doing.
Wow, thank you for that honest answer. And yeah, I think that is so great to hear from, of course, the business people, to admit that, of course, there is also something that, yeah, you like it about your business, but you, of course, doesn't want it to do like
Yeah.
forever in your life. And I think that is one of the things also that Sphere Rocket also promote, like having a win-win situation for everyone. So you get to do the things that you love, and then you hire someone who is, it's their strength to do that, in this case, like for example, bookkeeping. So you hire people who also loves what they do in their day-to-day life, so it's like creating a win-win environment for everyone and keeping everyone happy, basically.
Yeah.
And yeah, thanks for that, Teal. And yeah, so now going back to your business, so of course, since you have a lot of expertise, and you have, of course, also reach a certain milestone. So what still drives you to do what you are doing right now in all of your businesses? Of course, let's exclude the financial success.
Yeah. So I'll start with Blue Water Base Camp, because that's where a lot of my drive is, to create spaces where people can connect with so their souls can expand through community and connection. So in Alaska, it's really designed for the healthy, young, active crowd. Like, that's all the things, like, let's go hiking, let's go rafting, let's do all this stuff. And so if you have any physical limitations, or maybe you're just getting up there in years and you're slowing down, there's a big divide where people think either you're going to go to Alaska and climb all the mountains, or you have to take a cruise, because there's no in between. And so with Blue Water Base Camp, what we've created is a space to relax within nature. The cabins are deluxe. All of their amenities are here, and it's handicapped accessible, because there should be a place in Alaska for people with mobility issues and cognitive disabilities, whatever you have, to still enjoy Alaska. And that's really my passion that has been driving a lot of our development here. And not every cabin's handicapped accessible. All of our big ones are, and all of our common buildings. are. But I dream of Alaska that everyone feels welcome in.
Wow. Wow, that is so heartwarming. It's really opening that space for like everyone and including those who have mobility issues. And I think that's what so great because you offer an inclusivity for everyone and also experience Alaska and of course the beauty of it. And yeah, and I wish you continued success in that area. Totally support that, guys. This is one of the my favorite, I guess. One of my favorite advocates. 'Cause I'm also an advocate person, so having a conversation with a person who also advocates for something really warms my heart. And yeah, let's support Blue Water Base Camp, everyone. And yeah, so just before we proceed to our next segment, Teal, just a piece of advice to all of the aspiring realtors or business owners out there who also wants to achieve the level of success that you have. What was the piece of advice that you could give them?
I think I'd say don't be afraid to fail. I have not kept every VA I've hired because some of them didn't work out. And like as the person doing the hiring, obviously there's a lot of interviews that you guys do, but I can't see that as a failure, more of a learning experience of who I needed to hire and how did that fit. But if I hadn't just taken the plunge and said, okay, let's try hiring, I wouldn't have had the team I have now that's rock solid.
Love that. Never be afraid to fail. And yeah, thank you so much. I really learned a lot from you, Teal. And yeah, just stay there was because we will be having a next segment after this commercial.
Overwhelmed with work? Well, meet your new partner from Sphere Rocket VA. In just a click, get matched with a virtual assistant who handles all the tedious tasks. No in-person hiring, no extra office gear, just easy online help from our recruitment team. It's like having an extra pair of hands minus the hassle. So ready to relax and see your work done just like magic? Choose Sphere Rocket VA and visit us at www.sphererocketva.com.
All right, and we're back still here with Teal. And yeah, it's a really great episode here. And let's now proceed with the lightning round. So, Teal, lightning round are just quick and fun questions. So, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's fire it up. First, what is your favorite business book podcast?
The Millionaire Mindset.
Love that.
Becker.
Love. Yeah. And next is, who is your favorite influencer or coach?
I'm gonna have to say Wayne Salmons with the Hero Nation. I freaking love that guy.
Wow. And what is your favorite lead generation method?
Sphere of Influence.
Wow. Influence. Love that. And biggest goal for 2024?
My biggest goal for 2024 is to launch Blue Water Base Camp. We are open. We have phase 1 open, but our goal is to hit some pretty massive gross annual sales and to hit 85% occupancy by the end of the year.
Love that. Yeah, full supports on that. And lastly, best Amazon purchase.
The best Amazon purchase? Oh my word. We're building Blue Water Base Camp off of Amazon pretty much. And my computer is actually sitting on my favorite purchase. We bought Murphy tables. I know.
What is
I know. If it wasn't full of stuff, I'd pull it up. But it's a table that when you fold it up, it looks like shelves on the wall. And then you pull down the top and it comes down flat as a table. Our cabins are tiny cabins. So we use a lot of space saving methods. And we bought these Murphy tables just like on a whim, like, well, they look cool. We wouldn't have to build them. Let's see if they'll work. And you can leave a cup of coffee on your table and fold it up against the wall, and now it's just sitting on the shelf. It like doesn't tilt, nothing.
Exciting. Love that. Yeah, I've seen a lot of that stuff in the internet. Really great to have someone who actually used them because it looks just like an advertising, and it's so nice to encounter someone who have an actual experience with them. Yeah, so yeah, really lifesaver, those space saving equipment or furnitures. Yeah, so yeah, it was so fun episode with you, Teal, and yeah, thank you so much for educating us and inspiring us today. And I wish you continued success in your real estate endeavors. And yeah, if you want to promote or give a shout out to anyone, I'm giving you the floor.
Okay, well, I guess I'd better say If you're looking to get out of the summer heat down in the lower 48, Blue Water Base Camp is your luxury mountain cabin adventure waiting for you. Handicapped accessible or not, whatever you need. Pet friendly, not pet friendly, we've got it. So check us out at www.bluewaterbasecamp.com.
Love it. Love that. Yeah, please support Blue Water Base Camp, everyone, if you want to have a adventure in Alaska. So just contact Teal, and yeah, they will yeah, have you supported in that adventure. And yeah, thank you so much, Teal. And it's so nice and to have you, and it's a pleasure to have you in the podcast. And yeah, there you have it, friends. Hope you learned a lot from this episode, because I learned a lot and was so inspired. And yeah, so comment down below your best or your greatest takeaway in this episode, and hit that subscribe button so you will never miss an episode. Yeah, and again, my name is Sweet, and until next time, stay inspired and keep building those spheres of success.
Thank you, Sweet, for having me on.
Thank you.